Welcome to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. My name is Kate Lebelzik. I am the Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, standing in for our President and CEO, Tim Murray, who is our usual host. I'd like to wish everyone on behalf of the Chamber a very happy new year. And we'd like to thank our sponsors for 2026, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital, who have signed on again for this year. We have three very special guests today. Sitting with me right now is Fran Carlo. He is the General Manager of Quality Contracting. Welcome, Fran.
Thank you for having me.
So, Fran, for viewers who don't know who Quality Contracting is or what you do, could you just give us a quick overview?
Sure, happy to. So I think we're the best kept secret in the Worcester area, Kate.
Okay.
So we're a 25-year-old independent company. So we're a full service restoration organization. So we help people in the commercial world and the residential home. If they have a flood, a fire, mold, or some other sort of catastrophe, we go in, we clean that up, and we put them back together. And what makes us different is that we're a construction company. That's our DNA. We also offer 24/7 emergency services. So you never know when something's going to happen. So we're there, phone rings, and we're usually on site within 2 hours.
Wow. So 25 years in the business, which is amazing. So right now it's probably timely to have you on because it is winter, and I know with pipes bursting. So what does your season look like? What does the winter season look like for Quality Contracting?
Well, we do like this kind of weather. And it's unfortunate for others, but pipes do burst, and they burst typically when people aren't around paying attention. And that's why the 1 to 2 hour response time, whether it's the middle of the night or during the day, is really important, because whether it's fire or something else, water is usually kind of included, and mold is one of the things we worry about. We always worry about a secondary damage. Mold spores start developing within a few hours, and full-on mold will actually develop over the course of a couple days. Mm-hmm. So if someone's on a winter vacation, Kate, and then they come home to inches or feet in their basement, there's a whole bunch of problems, and that could happen in the commercial world too when people shut down for the winter.
Mm-hmm. And so you say you do residential and businesses, full service, 24/7, within 1 to 2 hours. What is the radius that you serve?
So we are licensed contractors in Mass, Connecticut, and Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do on the emergency side is we kind of put a pin where we are, which is right down the street from Holy Cross, and we put about a 50-mile radius on there. So can we get a lot of places at 2 a.m. for 2 hours? Absolutely. But if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, can we get to Boston in 2 hours? Yeah, so we make sure we're within that. And it gives us plenty of time to get there, assess the issue, bring all of our equipment in, and start the process.
Mm-hmm. And you said that the DNA of the company is construction. So
right.
how does that give you the advantage in restoration work?
Great question. So we started as a construction company, but
Mm-hmm.
when we go in, we actually can kind of see the 5-7 steps ahead. We can kind of see what the end results need to be like. So we're not just cleaning things up and doing demolition. We're doing it so that we're actually successful and prepared to put something back together. We're kind of like athletes. Working in the insurance world, which is typically what people need to pay for these things, we're on the clock. Mm-hmm. So we can't just show up and then go away for a few weeks and show up and go away for a few weeks. We are literally have to put things back together very quickly. Holy Cross had an incident just recently, and we have to put them back together in a week. Mm-hmm. So not just from the emergency, but back to new in a week before mm-hmm. students get back on campus. Mm-hmm.
So knowing the ins and outs of construction really help in the restoration
It helps with prep.
world.
You know, they always say preparation's kind of the key, and knowing it helps us prepare.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So one thing that really stood out to me when I was doing a little research about Quality Contracting is your apprenticeship program. And at the Chamber of Commerce, one of our very important initiatives is workforce. Yes. We have a workforce department. We work with Worcester Public Schools and other Chapter 74 programs. So you have an apprenticeship program. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
We've had it for years. So having the benefit of getting to meet Dave Garvin a bunch of times mm-hmm. and chatting with them, I'm like, Dave, we kind of been doing this for years. So we had a long chat, and I introduced him to Jim Renke, our construction manager. Mm-hmm. And we shared that for the last bunch of years, we do kind of 2 different types of workforce programs. We bring in students from the high school level who have an interest in the trades and want to learn more. So they get a hands-on paid opportunity to kind of learn firsthand from people who've been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. So we can accelerate their knowledge and understanding. We've also bring students in from local vocational schools, both in the trade side in the field, but also in the office, mm-hmm. so they can learn the business side of things.
Yeah, which is so important to get that hands-on
it is.
Experience, especially with the pros. So what kind of careers can apprentices realistically build through a program like this?
It's multifaceted like a lot of things. So let's say they are truly interested in construction. So we'll help them develop and skill up to be a master carpenter per se, okay? And they will learn from the best and be exposed to the best tools and techniques. But let's say they are looking a little bit further down the road. They'll get exposed to how to be a project manager, how to do estimating, how to look at the financials and do all that stuff so they could prepare to be a general contractor, and they could be our next generation entrepreneur.
Yeah, because some kids, they want to go into a trade. They don't want to go directly to college. They want to get right into, I wish I had been an electrician or a plumber.
We all wish we had those in the family, in the household, but the other side of it is the ones who traditionally were in those fields are, in my age group, and a lot of us are, looking at retirement. So we want to develop the next generation.
Right.
But we want to develop them the way they need to be developed, with the right tools and technology and hands-on experience. So that's our part of giving back.
That's great. That's really great. Thank you for doing that. So you have a major project that you're working on right now. Really exciting. If you want to tell people about it.
So we are very fortunate to be working for the second time with Worcester Common Grounds. Last time was over a decade ago. So we were able to be awarded and win this opportunity. It's amazing what they're doing here in the city. So we have the scope of 16 buildings, 73 units across the city. And Kate, these aren't going in and just doing basic reno and cleaning them up and making them look pretty. These are deep energy projects the city and Worcester Common Ground are investing in. These buildings are kind of coming down to the studs. They are putting in very, very efficient insulation. We are changing out the flooring. We are putting in very high efficient heating systems so that they can have long-term sustainability. And even some of the site work, we're having to do drainage off the building so that we don't have issues with some of the foundations. Some of these buildings are over a century-year-old, so you want to keep them clean and green.
That must be something that you run into here in Worcester a lot, is that how old the buildings actually are.
They're very, very old, especially some of the three-deckers in the city. A lot of people over generations in different ownership don't always follow code. So being professional builders, we always have to kind of follow the code, and that's why our organization have construction supervisor licensed individuals. Jim is actually also a licensed building inspector, so whatever we do it right, so that we know it's not just going to be beautiful, but it stands forever.
So we have a couple more minutes, and I do want to talk about this national organization that you recently were accepted into, and it's a big deal because you're the only organization in New England, correct?
Right now we are, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
So we recently were vetted and applied for restoration affiliates. So what this is, it's a national organization of peers. They're all independently owned company. You can't be a franchise or somebody like that, or a national publicly held company to be part of this. And it's basically of like mind. So some people of our size, you can be a little bit smaller, some are a lot bigger. So it's all about developing knowledge, innovations, and best practices experience-wise. Having to be across the country, our weather patterns have been changing here the last decade or so, so learning new techniques and developing new methods really allows us to kind of share with these people everything from best practices, technology, and how-tos. But the other part of it is we can actually back each other up if there's a huge weather catastrophe as well.
And this is a national organization.
It's a national organization.
That's incredible.
Yep.
For a small business like yourself. That's really great. So looking ahead, what's next for quality contracting?
Well, like I said, we're best kept secret. So we've never really been out in the public eye. We just kind of been quiet and do what we do, and we try to do it really, really well. We don't try to just produce something that's really pretty. We try to make sure that what we do is best practices. Like I said, we're always kind of working against the clock. We've had the benefit of working with some wonderful organizations here in the city, like Worcester Common Ground. You've probably heard of the Christopher House in Christopher Heights.
Of course, yeah.
Yep, so Jerry LaRusso has put her trust in us years ago, given us multiple opportunities to kind of fix things when they go bad, but also hire us to just do capital improvement projects at their facilities across the state and even at their own homes. So for us, we want people to know that we've been here a long time. We always kind of say one call does it all. So we try to build that trust, and we always deliver.
That's awesome. And so for homeowners, business owners, we have a lot of business owners in the organization. How can they get in touch with you?
So just hit our website or call the number 508-756-8800. So we have live people answering the phone all day long, and then the minute the the clock turns to 5 o'clock, it's on a live answering service. So
Wow.
we are literally real-time, 24/7 answering the phone to take care of people.
So that's 508 756
756
8800, qualitycontracting.us.
.us.
Okay, so everyone, homeowners, business owners, Quality Contracting, a valued chamber member around for 25 years, give them a call if, God forbid, anything happens to your home or your business. Fran, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Thank you. We'll be right back with our next segment.